Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Learnings. Today we are going to talk about reactive systems. What exactly we mean by a reactive system and how the software industry or your applications have evolved over a period of time, right? So today we want systems which are highly reactive. So like I said, so today's session is about understanding of this term, a reactive system. What exactly we mean by such a type of system. So if we go back in the past, earlier what we had our applications deployed on a number of servers. There were tens of servers, you can say. There were seconds of response time. Then if we had to do any kind of maintenance, then we had to take a downtime, right? So we had to spend few hours maybe in maintenance, and the data size or the data that we were working with is was means in terms of gigabytes, you can say. There was GBs of data. But now, as the technology has evolved, as the software industry has evolved, the demand has evolved, so we the architectures that were working earlier, they somehow do not cater to the needs of today's world. Now what we want today, so today we want a system which is robust enough, we want a system which is fault tolerant, we want a more resilient system, we want a more flexible system, a more loosely coupled system, right? We want scalable applications, we want 100% uptime applications, highly available, you can say, zero downtime deployments. In terms of response time, milliseconds of response time we need, and the data which we are now dealing with is petabytes of data. It's a huge amount of data. So as our data sizes have increased, our need of highly available systems have also increased. Our need of scalable systems, the loosely coupled systems, they all have increased, and somehow you can say that the architectures that were means suitable or that were working with the previous applications, the previous needs, they are no longer sufficient enough to cater to the needs of today. All right, so reactive systems are basically those systems which are cater to the needs of today. So basically these reactive systems are you can say they have four properties. There are four principles, you can say, that which the reactive systems follow. So one is responsive. So what when you call a system as a reactive system, so it means first thing is it should be responsive. Now what we mean by responsive, that we want the response time of the application should be consistent enough almost at every instant of time. Almost at every point of time, the response time must be consistent enough. It also means that whenever a failure will occur, so it should be dealt with, means it should be dealt gracefully, it should be detected quickly. So all those things make a system responsive. If let's say if we can, this term is more generic, I think. If let's say if you send an email to someone and that person replies very quickly to your email, you what you say, you say that he is highly responsive to the email communication. All right, so it means the quick to react, you can say, right? So the response time of your application, it is consistent, it is almost consistent, right? So that is what we mean by a responsive system, right? So when a system is responsive, the user experience would be better, the quality of service that you will be delivering through that application, that will also be very good and effective, right? So that is what we mean by responsive. Let's move on. The second term is resilient. Actually, resilient and responsive are interlinked with each other. Resilient is basically when any failure occurs, how your system react to that failure. Does it become unresponsive? Does it stops responding? Does it start throwing your internal server errors? Right? So resilient is how your system is basically uh, behaving in terms of failure. So a more resilient system A reactive system, it will stay responsive even during the time of failure, right? So it will be highly available if any failure occurs, right? So how will it remain resilient? By high availability, by replication of the nodes, right? By isolation, if one component fails, then that can be isolated. By recovery of that component, right? So you can say that if anything fails in your system, then it should never happen that your entire system went down, right? So that is what we mean by resiliency of any application. So reactive systems are the one which are resilient, which can tackle failures gracefully, which does not allow failures to impact the performance of whole system. Fine. So they stay responsive even during failures, even during downtimes. So this is what we mean by resilient. Now the third principle of resilient of reactive systems is elastic. They are elastic in nature. So what we mean by elastic? Elastic means that depending upon the input, if your traffic is higher, then the system must be capable enough to implicitly add resources to itself. If your traffic is normal, or let's say if it is average or below normal, then your resources will implicitly, your consumption of resources will implicitly be reduced. So such a system, such property is basically called elasticity, you can say. So our reactive systems are elastic in nature, right? So when your resources are used effectively, that saves a lot of cost as well, and more importantly, other two things, the responsiveness of your system, and basically it is always maintained, and the system remains resilient as well. So the terms which I'm saying, the principles which I'm telling, they are actually interrelated to each other. Alright, so elastic is the resources can be increased or decreased dynamically. The system can itself decide, okay, I need more resources, I need more, let's say, number of nodes, less number of nodes. So it can decide depending upon the input. Now, the fourth property and the final property which we want to see is message driven. Reactive systems are message driven. So it means there is an asynchronous communication happening between the components. It's a non-blocking communication which is occurring. So what benefits will it give? It will give you loose couple, right? Your components will be loosely coupled. They can be easily isolated from each other. You can simply or easily load manage those components, right? For example, if you are using, when it is comes to messaging, asynchronous messaging, right? So Kafka comes into picture. We'll have another session about it, but what you can do is you can manage the flow control of your queues, right? You can load balance them, you can monitor them, so that your system again remains responsive, it remains resilient, it remains elastic. So reactive systems are basically message driven. They work on the principle of asynchronous messaging among all the components. Okay, so this is what we mean by reactive system. If you say that your application or your architecture is a reactive, it means it must have all these properties. It must be responsive, it must be resilient, it must be elastic, and it is message driven as well. Okay, so you can read more about it, all these terms which I have told you, on the website reactivemanifesto.org. so you can read more details about this over there. And yeah, that's it for today. I hope that all these four terms are clear to you, and if someone say to you that our system is a reactive system, so you must be able to now understand what is a reactive system. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.